Hello, konnichiwa, marhaba, Speedo here. I thought I was done talking about the music of Cold War because I already made 3 videos about it, and by the way, if you haven't watched those videos, you should check them out first, or maybe want to check them out after watching this video. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, it turns out that I'm not done trashing Cold War's music because there is a mobile game that cares more about music than Cold War does. And as you guessed from the title, the game is Call of Duty Mobile. I mean, for a long time, we've been saying, or at least I've been saying, that mobile gaming is not really up to the level of console gaming or PC gaming. Of course, it depends on your preference or whatever, but if we look at it objectively, mobile games are way more limited when compared to console or PC games. But Cold War is so bad that you can even compare it to a mobile game in some aspects, and still the mobile game would win the comparison. So the point I'm trying to compare here is the music, of course. And to be more specific, it's about the seasonal music. So of course, I already talked about Cold War's quote-unquote seasonal music, which is basically one song that doesn't change. So it's kind of like the same vibe over and over. So it doesn't feel different from season to season. And this is one of the reasons why I care and so many other people care about seasonal music. It adds to the emotional side. It adds some freshness to the game instead of feeling stale and boring. When we compare this point to Call of Duty Mobile, you have a new theme song in every season, or at least that's what I know of, because I haven't played every single season, but I have played from season 1 to season 6, and I know for sure that they have changed the music for every single season from season 1 to season 6. And looking from the search results that I've seen on YouTube, it is true that they do change the music for every single season. If we take into consideration that every season lasts for 2 months, that is 2 months of you listening to the same song over and over if you're playing every day. And 2 months is a very long time if you ask me. So it makes sense why Call of Duty Mobile changes the lobby music every season, unlike Cold War. So one thing that has been pointed out to me in the previous videos is that Cold War has a music player, so it's not just one song throughout the seasons. And to that I would say, well, first of all, I'm talking about Treyarch, the developer, creating and changing the lobby music for every season so that the game keeps feeling fresh and it establishes that this is a new season and you can feel it, that it is a new season. Just like Call of Duty Mobile does, just like Call of Duty Warzone does, just like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 did. So my argument is not whether I have the ability to change the song or not. If I want to listen to something else, I can simply mute the game's music and listen to something from my library. So maybe these comments were coming from the perspective that I wanted the ability to customize the music in Cold War, which is not what I was pointing at. The second point I want to add about the music player in Cold War is that it was not added for the sake of variety. It was more of a way to play on your nostalgia. And what I mean by that is that most of the songs that are listed in the music player are songs from Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4. And that is something totally fine, but the point is, Treyarch knew that the music sucks in Black Ops Cold War, so they had 2 options. Either to make good music with every season, or just take the safe and lazy route of just including some of the old songs from the previous games, and people will be nostalgic and be like, oh, I can play Black Ops 2 music in Cold War. I miss those days. Oh, I can play Black Ops 1 lobby music in Black Ops Cold War. I miss Black Ops 1, and completely forget that Cold War is very lacking when it comes to music. Don't get me wrong, the music player is a really good idea, but I really wanted to have a new theme and a new feeling in every season. And don't get me wrong, the default music is good. I have pointed this out before, but as I said, every season feels the same because it's one song for all the seasons. It also doesn't help that the default theme is kind of like techno music, which I covered on my other video, which, by the way, speaking of the other video, there was a person or people who commented something like, well, they had techno music in the Cold War era, so it makes sense that it is playing in Black Ops Cold War, which I don't know what to say anymore. Like, the point I was trying to get across is that the music should fit with the general theme of the game. Now, if the game was called Clubbing in the Cold War, or maybe like Dance Dance Revolution in the Cold War or whatever, then the current theme song would fit the game. but the actual game is supposed to be about the Cold War and black operations during the Cold War. So the music should reflect something dark, something scary, something mysterious. So I really wouldn't expect techno music for this type of game. I have already shown you that Cold War's music doesn't change over the seasons, so I'm gonna do something a bit different in this video, and that is, what if Cold War had Call of Duty mobile music for each season? Let's have a look. And I know that too many people might say that music isn't really something important and it doesn't really affect the gameplay, but in my opinion, it just acts as an indicator of how much the developers care about their game. It also doesn't help that Call of Duty Mobile is a free-to-play game, while Cold War is a AAA title that is sold for $60+. So it makes sense that I would expect more because I'm paying $60+. I also hate the argument that the things that I'm saying, the things that I'm complaining about are tiny things, so they don't really affect the game, which is absolutely not true. The point I'm trying to get across is, number one, tiny bad things add up. If the game has bad music, bad engine, bad sound design, bad launch content, bad kill streaks, and so on and so forth, these tiny things really add up and really affect the overall experience of the game. Number two, if these things were tiny things, why didn't they pay attention to them? If Call of Duty was an individual project, or maybe it was developed by a tiny team, then it would be fine not to pay attention to these things. But we're talking about Treyarch here. They have a team of 626 employees, and they can't get the music right, they can't improve on the engine, they can't have good sound design. It just baffles me. But you know, and I know, the real reason why these things suck in Black Ops Cold War, and it all comes down to one conclusion, and the conclusion is Treyarch just doesn't care anymore.